How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you. Will you remind me your name?
Clarissa.
Clarissa, okay. Okay, besides Joyce, you've lost your mother too, is that correct? Mother-in-law? She's the one I want to talk to, besides Joyce.
Okay.
Here I am talking about mother-in-laws, and then I'm going to talk to your mother-in-law. But there's an important reason. But first from Joyce, she says, you are such a deeply feeling person. You take on a lot for a lot of people. And there was a lot that you were strong for her. And you carried a lot and always kept a good attitude and always kept hope for her. And you were her cheerleader. And you need to be cheered on from her now.
She's my angel, I know that.
Yes, she is. And that's why she's cheering you on. And again, she says, you were strong for her. Well, now you relax and let her be strong for you so that you can heal and just take a breath and really get back to taking care of you. And that's who you are in this life. That's why you came into this world, is to encourage others and to cheer others on and to always see the hope. And she says, thank you for doing God's work, because you do. You did it for her and you do it for so many people. Your mother-in-law is just repeating and underlining that same message. She says there is not a person you've ever met where you couldn't find something good to say about them. And she thanks you for that, for sure. Joyce is talking about doing some volunteer work. I don't know if you've been thinking about volunteering recently, or if somebody had approached you about helping out.
I think I've been paying lately.
There may be some opportunity, but what Joyce is worried, or not worried, but you can't worry in heaven. But she says she never wants you to stretch yourself too thin. Yes, you can help everybody, but not all at the same time. So this is a good time maybe to do yoga and to get back to some of those things for you. That would be a really good thing. She shows me Chinese food too. I don't know if you'd had Chinese food lately, or if you'd been eating some rice and things. Yeah, she was with you. She was absolutely with you. And I know I've talked to writing about this other lady, but Joyce says your journal and writing and all that is a really beautiful place where you can get angel messages. And
doing dreams.
Yeah, write about all that. And again, it's angel messages. You can call it a dream, you can call it whatever, but it's still messages from heaven. And she says write those down and pay attention to them. She also shows me an owl. So whenever you see an owl, that's a sign from her, or a symbol that she's watching over you.
I really like owls.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just validating that. Next time you see any kind of connection with an owl, it's her spirit watching over you. Joyce says things have a time. There's not a beginning and an end. There's cycles and seasons. And I think you've been understanding that more lately. And she says keep praying about that and seeing that and sensing that, because she said there really is no end. It's just ongoing cycles and continuing seasons. Your mother-in-law says in heaven she's had to learn patience, and she doesn't really like that. But she's being very, very patient with herself, and she knows you are very patient with her, even towards the end, and she says thank you for that. She's mentioning someone with an S name, like a Stephen or a Sam, who's still here, who's connected with your husband's family or with her side, and you'll think who it is. So she's just, and then there's also you've got Joyce, but then there's a male who's here, like Jim or Jerry. Who would also be
still here?
Mm-hmm. Yep, who's connected with her family, with your mother-in-law's family. So again, you'll think of who it is. Yeah. Joyce is also she's in the choir. She's singing in heaven, and music is important. So she's honoring that connection. There's a poodle too. I don't know if you were looking at dogs or thinking about adopting a dog, or.
I had a poodle when I was very small.
Yeah, that's the poodle that's in heaven. Yeah, and it's really, I see your poodle.
Wow.
So, yeah, very loyal, a nice companion. It wouldn't surprise me if, not in the short term, but in the next 2 or 3 years, you may get another dog, and it may kind of remind you of that poodle. But anyway, just know she's another little angel guide for you too. Joyce shows me like the Southwest. I don't know if you've thought about going down to Arizona or going out to Nevada, kind of in that area of the country. But there may be some connections with there in the next several years. You will be doing some traveling. And she says lots of sightseeing and lots of adventures. kind of Grand Canyon, that type of thing. And she says she's always your companion. She'll always ride with you. Oh yeah, Joyce says just keep writing and keep dreaming and keep writing and keep dreaming and keep taking care of yourself. I want to emphasize again, she tells me to tell you about yoga, just to do yoga, that you really need that right now for your balance and all that. It'll be good for you. And you're just carrying so much. And she says that'll help pull some of this stuff out and just get the life force flowing through you again. And you deserve that. There's a lot to let go of. And she says part of how you can do that is just taking good care of you. And yoga would be great for that. She sends her love. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.